I've been promising this video for a really long time. I wanted to save it for WrestleMania season because God knows that the WWE hasn't done anything to make anybody interested in WrestleMania. As a matter of fact, that's a rant in and of itself. Because the fact that they're having fucking Pitbull and Flo Rida fucking perform at a show to a point where the smarks are themselves saying that the WWE is just a show for casuals now. Even though it's clear as fucking day that it's a smart shit fest. You know there's a fucking problem. So what I wanted to do is at least try to get my fans excited for WrestleMania season with this video. CM Punk killed wrestling. And there was supposed to be a cute little segue there with me saying, oh, it's a smart shit fest, and now they're saying that it's catered for casual, so it's for nobody. But I'm too stupid to actually go by the script that I wrote, so fuck it. I guess I'm shooting, guys. I'm shooting. CM Punk killed wrestling. Now, it all started back when he cut that pipe bomb promo. Where did he cut it? I'm going to say it was like 8 to 10 miles down the road at the Thomas and Mack Center when Raw came in 2011. Now, what this pipe bomb did was, in the beginning, it seemed like he was cutting great promos. It seemed like he was basically putting the WWE out there. And he was giving us this new taste of what the WWE should be. Now, one of the main problems that we're getting into already in the beginning of it that we might not have realized right away is the difference between Punk and the people that Punk was clamoring for is that Punk had the charisma to do something like this. Now, what Punk was doing here was he began bringing real-life issues into the forefront of the WWE and beginning to blur the lines of kayfabe and reality in a way that wrestlers aren't supposed to do. And in all honesty, anyone could have cut promos like this and gotten over. So Punk, even though he's good on the mic and has the charisma, he wasn't this incredible talent. He was just given the freedom to say what someone like Tyson Kidd also could have said in a promo. And Tyson Kidd might have had even more validity behind it because Tyson Kidd actually never got a push. Not that he ever fucking deserved one, but Tyson Kidd probably had more gripes with the WWE than CM Punk did. Anyway, so this pretty much became the catalyst for the destruction of wrestling. Because not only was he bringing into the forefront blurring the lines of reality and kayfabe, in a way, what you're supposed to do as a wrestler, and this is not me saying this, trying to dispute this as a fact. This is something that many wrestlers have said overshoots over time. They say you are supposed to break someone's, or at least suspend their disbelief. Make them believe that what they're watching is real. What Punk was doing was that, but he was doing it in a way where what he was doing was making people hate the real-life superstars and the real-life people that the actors are trying to portray on TV. That's not a good thing. When you're doing, it's basically like if you're at a club, right? You're with your friend, you're with a wingman, whatever. If your friend fucking puts you down to put himself over with the girl, what the fuck does that friend look like to you? He's a fucking douchebag, and he's a piece of shit, and he's breaking the bro code. That's what CM Punk is doing here. What he's doing in these promos is burying anybody and not their character. He's burying who they are in real life because he's fucking ruining what the company is. So all of a sudden, all these people that are watching his promos on TV are thinking, holy shit, this place is ran by a bunch of shitheads. Why should I keep watching? And or, holy shit, this place is ran by a bunch of shitheads. Why the fuck should I like anybody that they decide to push? Why can't I like who I want to like? So it led to a point where they started to like people that the WWE would not push purposely just because they weren't getting pushed. And there's fucking cases and points of this where they actually, they start to push someone that the smarks were clamoring for at that time. And then the smarks either turned on them or they just didn't care about them anymore. And another problem that came with this pipe bomb promo was the fact that he was bringing in or name dropping other companies, he was name dropping old wrestlers, when beforehand WWE acted oblivious to anything other than themselves. And now you look at what the fuck's going on. Perfect case, the Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens storyline, where their storyline is, oh look, they had a great feud in another company. Let's just fucking have them just punch each other every fucking week based off that. But let's not fucking show any footage. Let's not explain what happened. You should know what happened. That's a problem. And it all originates with the Punk pipe bomb promo. Because before this, it's not like someone like fucking Kevin Thorne would come out as a fucking vampire when in probably like he was wrestling for CZW or some shit like that. He was probably a whole different fucking person. And they didn't have to explain to you that he underwent this whole transformation because of that. No! They didn't expect you to know who he was. They introduced you to who he was, explained his character, and gave you something to get behind. This is an inherent problem that's going on with the WWE today. And a lot of people, again, like to blame the booking. They like to blame the creative. Okay, that does have something to do with it. But at the end of the day, the fact is that no matter what you fucking do, the fact that they've already exposed these people to these other companies that surround them, and they expect you to know who these people are before they even introduce you to them or tell you who they are, is a problem. Because no other company in the world, I don't care what anybody says, no other company in the world is as big as the WWE is. So if you want to point the finger at anybody for nowadays nobody having a character and you having to know who everybody is, look no further than CM Punk. He's the one that brought this to the forefront. He brought other companies into the forefront. He's probably the reason that Luke Gallows is in the WWE again. Because of the old stupid CM Punk test. You can say, oh, Luke Gallows made his name in Japan or whatever. This, and this. But in reality, his ties to CM Punk probably got him another contract to the WWE. Alright. Another problem that came up during this promo. Nobody, and I mean fucking nobody, hated part-timers before this promo. Before this promo, okay, you would have like The Rock came back. Triple H would wrestle like once a year. Fucking Undertaker wouldn't wrestle as much as he used to. Nobody got mad at that. Nobody got mad at part-timers at that point in time. And there was also, what infuriates me even more about this is that back then, there was actually young guys that were good. And nobody got pissed off at the part-timers. But now, when you have fucking shit festering all over the TV, people are getting pissed off that Goldberg and Brock Lesnar are main eventing WrestleMania. Like, what kind of fucking bullshit is that? But we all know that it's just because CM Punk decided that he hated part-timers because they were getting pushed instead of him. Case in point, Punk got his long title reign after this fucking promo, and he complained about having to lose the belt to a part-timer like The Rock. Who the fuck was Punk supposed to lose it to? Daniel Bryan? Fucking, I don't even remember anybody young. Fandango? They were fucking pushing Fandango back then as one of the younger guys they wanted to push for the future. You wanted him to lose to Fandango? Give me a fucking break, man. The Rock was a legend in... No, okay, look. Here's where I understand where they're coming from. Nobody wanted Rock versus Cena too, but that's not the issue at hand. The issue at hand is, who did Punk drop the belt to? Punk dropped the belt to a fucking legend that he should have been honored to share the ring with. Honored. In his last year, CM Punk wrestled The Rock twice. He wrestled the fucking Undertaker at WrestleMania. He wrestled Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. And he was gonna wrestle Triple H at Mania. And this piece of shit decides that that's not good enough for him? And all his stupid sheep fans agreed with him. Because, oh, Punk's too good to be wrestling part-timers. He should be the WWE champion. I don't fucking understand what it is that was so wrong that the WWE did to Punk. Okay, yeah, maybe he was hurt. They made him wrestle hurt. That's everybody, dude. Everybody fucking wrestles hurt. And there's also a fucking thing where Vince himself has said that CM Punk never communicated with anybody. So here's this fucking warrior standing up for everybody in the back, yet he can't even speak up for himself and tell them that he's hurt. Vince McMahon said CM Punk has communication issues. And I will take Vince McMahon's word over CM Punk, someone who's been bitching and whining and complaining about Vince McMahon for fucking years. Even before he walked out. Even before he was crying about his booking. Alright? And after that whole thing where he kind of took a break after WrestleMania, Punk, admittedly, himself, began half-assing his performances after he returned. He literally admitted this in the Colt Cabana podcast. And you could tell through the fucking screen. Punk was tired. Punk was bored. Punk put no emotion, no effort into anything. But you're telling me that this is the fucking guy we want. And this is reminiscent of that Kevin Owens rant I just went on. Kevin Owens did a similar thing where it just didn't look like he was trying. He looked bored with everything. He just didn't look interested in anything that he was doing. This is what Punk was doing. So in a way, what could have happened there was Kevin Owens might have taken some of what Punk did back then and thought, oh, it's okay because Punk did it. Setting the example the wrong way for future guys to come in. This is the guy that you guys are chanting for all the fucking time. This fucking asshole that you're fucking chanting for set the example that way by half-assing his performances and then happily admitting to it like a year later on a fucking shitty podcast that nobody listens to. So then Punk walked out. This was not a good thing. Again, going back to the setting the example thing. You're walking out right before WrestleMania season. This makes me so fucking pissed off. And this is at CM Punk the person. This is not a fact. This is not anything I'm claiming to say that CM Punk killed wrestling. But fucking CM Punk, the fucking hypocrite, the piece of shit, self-righteous son of a bitch that he is, thinks that he's the one. He's the reason that Daniel Bryan got his WrestleMania moment. Granted, he might have played a role in it, but he thinks that because he walked out, he's this self-righteous douchebag. Oh, I walked out and it was best for everybody because Daniel Bryan got his moment. Fuck you! Fuck you! Okay? That is what just began, that is what put this death of wrestling into overdrive. And you know what? I like Daniel Bryan. I like the guy. Alright? The guy had a likability to him. The guy's a good wrestler. Alright? He might not be good on the mic, but the guy makes up for it with a fun chant, and he's semi-entertaining. And the fact was, at that point in time, I will say this, I believe that he did deserve that WrestleMania moment. The problem was that I didn't see at that point in time either, was that the fact that this was like a perfect storm of bad shit, because CM Punk takes credit for it, but the fans, these smarks that were taking over shows, that wouldn't shut the fuck up during matches, that began their little movement, and that got them thinking that just because WWE was telling them in a storyline that they were the reason that Daniel Bryan was getting pushed, that was the reason that Daniel Bryan got pushed. That was the reason that Daniel Bryan got his WrestleMania moment. Not because the WWE's hand was forced by some asshole walking out, but because they just wouldn't shut up the whole time, and because the WWE was telling them that on TV. They hate when the WWE tells them, hey, you should like this person because they're good. Boo, they suck. You shouldn't tell us who to like and what to do. The WWE was telling you right then and there that you are the reason that Daniel Bryan's getting pushed. And that's okay. You can believe that. And as you guys know, I like the Smart Busters. I think it was, someone said that Lefty said this, and I think I remember him saying this in a video, where he said, the pipe bomb awakened the Smarks. The Daniel Bryan movement empowered the Smarks. That is the perfect way of putting. If the WWE dies, can we put that on the tombstone? Can we just write that quote from Lefty on the fucking tombstone and put the pipe bomb awakened the Smarks, the Yes Movement empowered the Smarks, and that began the death of wrestling, the slow, methodical death of wrestling that is going on to this very day. So if you look at today's roster, and if you're an actual fan of wrestling, not a fucking smark who thinks that, Tyson Kidd should be the face of the WWE, if you look at the roster, you wonder why Nakamura is getting signed after fucking 50 years of them just rejecting him. AJ Styles getting signed after 50 years of them rejecting him. Bobby Roode getting signed after 50 years of them rejecting him. Samoa Joe getting signed after 50 years of them rejecting him. CM Punk is your answer. It all correlates. It all goes back to CM Punk. Whether anybody likes to admit it or not, before the CM Punk pipe bomb, which was the beginning of the end, there was nothing like this happening in the WWE. I'm not saying the WWE was great at that point in time. What I am saying is that this led to the downfall of wrestling in general, not just the WWE, actually. Because what Punk basically said in these promos, and by chanting his name, what you're doing is somewhat telling the WWE that there's some validity to what he said. What Punk is telling everybody is that you wrestling in a fake sport is more important than anything. If you're a good wrestler, you should get pushed to the moon. So what that basically told the WWE was, okay, since we're in a era where fans think this is okay, let's sign Luke Gallows, let's sign Carl Anderson, let's sign fucking the Bullet Club, let's sign everybody who doesn't have any sort of character, has no fucking charisma, can't exhibit an ounce of charisma to save their fucking life. These people would botch, they would bore people to death, they would fucking make people walk out of a eulogy. That's how boring they are. But what Punk did at that point in time was, he made it seem okay. And that's what Punk was telling everybody. And that's what, when you chant CM Punk, that's what you're causing. That's what you're telling the WWE that it's okay. Luckily, Vince McMahon has a straight head on when it comes to fucking WrestleMania. Because for WrestleMania, for the most part, what we get is shit that's actually good for all the fans. But for 11 months a year, that is what the WWE is doing now. And it all goes back to CM Punk. CM Punk is the reason that people like Sami Zayn, who have no fucking charisma, who have a fucking 2 years in the WWE, maybe 3, that we should know who he is just because he wrestled all over the indies. CM Punk basically woke up the rest of the WWE universe, unfortunately, to the indie scene. And that's not a good thing, because what the indie scene tells you is that wrestling is what is the be-all, end-all of anything. And that is not what it is. Wrestling is not wrestling. Get this through your thick fucking skulls.